Everyone. We now see that as a result of the COVID-19 impact, many businesses are today facing great challenges. In addition to the brought forward losses, they are making losses. In addition to the past difficulties that they have had, they are going to face some very difficult years ahead, and some of them are going to have some serious liquidity issues. At the same time, there is a danger that there could be a collective enterprise collapse if this situation is not addressed as soon as possible. And that could lead to massive job losses, a serious contraction of the economy, significant social unrest, liquidity risks to the banks as well as the financial institutions, and there can be even a debt default contagion that we may have to address. And that would all lead to highly unstable macro fundamentals. So any revival strategy that we develop in order to deal with this situation should be able to revive these enterprises and save the jobs. It should lead to the settlement of the bank's outstanding so that the liquidity situation is addressed. It should infuse new equity into the businesses, into the enterprises, not debt. Because if you can infuse a new equity only, then this problem would be addressed. Just imagine if you have an enterprise which is already struggling with an old debt as well as old interest. If you burden it with new loans as well as new interest, and they still enjoy only the old income or even maybe less than the old income, that business is not going to be a viable one. So you have to infuse equity, and that's a very important consideration in this whole equation. And that would reduce uncertainty and stabilize the economy as well. So what's the proposal that we have? I think the government and the banks together should develop a strategy to woo some new investors who can collectively fund what I would call a COVID equity fund. And that would be around 150 billion rupees or around $750 million in my estimate. And that fund could be managed by a private sector board as well as a CEO. And that fund would purchase shares, equity in these businesses that are presently challenged. And in turn, they would receive the shares, which then would infuse a new hope and a new set of confident policies that can be implemented by these businesses in time to come. 3 or 4 years or maybe even 5 years later, the fund could exit from these companies by selling the shares maybe in the market or on a buyback arrangement that they develop, so that you can truly reposition these companies at a better level than what it was today. So I think that proposal, if it is implemented, it would bring a whole new stability to the enterprises which would become bankable. It would make those stresses go away. The banks will improve its own liquidity, and the economy will move towards stability once again.